Hi guys, can we continue? We only have like about 30 minutes to go, and I want to interface with the real hardware as well. Is everyone back? And for you guys that are already here, before we begin the next step, please look at my screen. Okay, please look at my screen. Please go to your MATLAB homepage, this one, right? Go to apps. And then because you guys have installed the software, right? The Waijung software, please go to apps and click on this one. This Waijung license manager, you should have this. So this kind of pop-up should open up for everyone. If the license is not activated, you cannot play with the hardware. It should look like this. Your status should be activated. Please go check on the MATLAB homepage under apps, click on Waijung License Manager. If someone's does not look like this, tell me right now, please. So just letting you know, I had 4 projects planned for today. Actually 3, this was still the first project. The last project was what you guys ran as demos, right? That was going to be the eventual result. But we're not going to get there because we don't have enough time. Because between the last one that you guys tried and this one, there's one more we still have to do. So if we don't do this one, we cannot do the next one as well. So unfortunately, we're not going to get to that part, which is the next part is going to be we're going to control the hardware from MATLAB. And then the last part was going to be we control the hardware from the web page, not from MATLAB, right? But you guys have all of you guys have the demo and you've deployed it and tried it, right? So you can do that for exercise, homework, and I think you guys still have MATLAB licenses for another week, right? Yes. So that can be homework, and you can reach out to us at any time. I will show you the forum, which is like the fastest way to reach out to us. And we prefer that you reach out to us on the forum, because we like to reply publicly so that other people, if they come across the same problem, they can also benefit from our answers. So I will show you where that is. And please make a note of this. Anytime you want to contact us about our software, if you'll be running it in the future, because the licenses that you have, it's valid for 1 year. So you can use this for a long time, but you also will need MATLAB, right? And MATLAB, I think you only have it for 1 week. So if you plan to get MATLAB after this 1 week expires and you plan to use the Waijung software, then you can reach out to us. Over here, you can search for a Waijung 2. Imagine forum. And when you type Imagine forum, the first link over here, and you will see there's 5 sections here. We have 2 sections for ESP32 and 2 sections for Zynq 7000, not related to you guys yet. So you can just go into the second section, which is requesting for ESP32 support, Waijung 2 ESP32 support, and you can post your queries here. Okay, and this is the fastest way to reach us. So for any help, please do reach out. Once again, I'll show it again. You can type Imagine forum, first link, and this one. This one here. Okay? Okay, I'm going to begin the next step. Now we all have this screen, right? You'll have to delete a lot of stuff because this was software. Now we're going to get into the hardware part. So a lot of the software things, we don't need it anymore. Okay, so just follow me. You can first start by deleting this lamp. You can just click on it and delete. Once again, just follow me. We're going to delete some stuff. So click on this lamp. Sorry? It will work, yeah, it will work. But it's unnecessary to have it. Yeah, yeah. You want to keep models as simple as possible so that when it compiles, it doesn't need to compile these elements, right? Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah. Because then you compile the whole MATLAB model, right? Okay, so you remove that. You can remove this entire thing, this entire small algorithm that we wrote. We don't need this anymore because this was related to turning the lamp on or off, right? We don't need this anymore. Okay. And this I'm just going to remove. This mode selector can still be here, no problem. I'm just going to make it smaller. The threshold, you can bring it here. The brightness, you can bring it here. Okay. Next to, and you'll see why in a second. Okay. And lastly, also switch ADC and mode. By switch, I just mean go to this and you'll see this kind of arrow, okay? And just drag and switch. It will help you keep things more organized. Just once again, go on the arrow and switch. Switch, and then just make this ADC on top. Okay. Is everyone here? Is everyone following? Please raise your hand if not. So now getting into the hardware part. We want, whatever we've designed, we want to deploy this to the ESP32s, to the hardware that you have in front of you, right? So the first step that we need to do to convert this entire model into something that can be deployed and used to automatically generate C code, we have to do a few things. You have to use the Waijung block set. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the first step. The first step is you importing the Waijung to target setup block. Without this block, you cannot use any other Waijung block. This has to be there. So please search for Waijung 2 target setup block, and you will see you might see many options. Please select the one that says ESP32 target. You might also see the Zynq 7000 target. Do not select that one. Select the ESP32 target one. The block should look like this. For you guys, it will say 22.12 over there. Okay. Does everyone have this block? Okay. Now, please double click on this block. And we're going to make some changes, okay? In the build options, please select external mode simulation. As soon as you select external mode simulation, you will see that instead of 3 tabs, now you have 4 tabs. Okay? So again, can someone remind me, because I mentioned this in the beginning when I was giving the presentation, what is external mode? What does external mode do? Can someone remind me that? From where are we sending the data to where? Simulink to hardware. So whatever we do over here, in real time, you will see the changes on your hardware. So if I change the slider, in real time, you will see the changes on your hardware. That's what external mode does. It creates a real-time communication channel between MATLAB Simulink and the ESP32. Okay? So we select external mode simulation. And there's nothing you need to change in this tab over here. You can just go to the ESP32 tab. For all of you guys, please plug the USB cable to your ESP32. As soon as you do that, because this one should not be empty. It should say some COM port, COM3, COM6, whatever. Everyone will have a different COM port. For mine also it says empty because I haven't connected it yet. So after connecting it, when you open it back again, you will see that the COM port is not empty anymore. It's COM3. Yes? And because we all have the identical ESP32s, this stays the same. Okay? Because you have to, for the future, I have to let you know, you can see this drop-down menu, right? In the drop-down menu, because this block set supports these 4 microcontrollers of the ESP32 family. There's many types, but all of you today have ESP32. You don't have S2, S3, or C3, okay? But when you're using S2, S3, or C3, you have to go and select this. This is why this target setup block is, without this, nothing else can work, because you have to select which microcontroller you're using. And you have to select the flash size, the COM port correctly. You have to make sure it's correct. You have to get the flash size from the data sheet of the microcontroller, okay? But for today's purpose, no problem, because all of you have identical ones. So this one is fine. For baud rate, you can all change it to 115200. I think for you it will be 460800 right now, right? Yes. Yeah. But you guys already tried deploying. You can leave it, it's fine. Just leave it, you don't need to change it. If you change it, it's fine. Both work, don't worry about it. And lastly, I'm going to explain this tab to you. The communication channel that we're going to create, right? The way we will interface with the ESP32 in real time, in external mode, is by deploying the ESP32 as an access point. ESP32 has Wi-Fi capabilities. It can be deployed as an access point, and you can use the USB dongle, which is a Wi-Fi adapter, to connect to the ESP32. These are default settings. You don't need to change it. I'm just trying to explain what Wi-Fi AP means. Wi-Fi AP means Wi-Fi access point. It means you want to deploy your ESP32 as an access point. That you can use a Wi-Fi adapter that all of you have to connect to it then. Okay? Everyone okay? So the next step, okay? Next step, you can now delete this ADC slider and also this constant block. Okay? You can delete both of them. This one and also this one. And I'll tell you why. Because now we're going to use, now we don't need the slider from the software, because now we can use the real block to detect the LDR that you all have on your hardware. LDR is an analog sensor, right? And the ESP32 can only deal with digital signals. So you need an analog to digital converter to convert your LDR signals into digital that the ESP32 can process. So we need search for ADC. Search for ADC and choose the ESP32 version. There will also be a Zynq 7000 version. Please choose the ESP32 version. The block set looks like this. Now all your LDR values will be detected by this block. So if you make it dark, this block will detect it. If you make it bright by shining a torchlight, this block will detect it. That's why we don't need the sliders and anything anymore. Now we can interface with real hardware. And then double click the ADC block, okay? And it's best if all of us use the same pins, okay? The same one. So please select pin 33 and uncheck pin 32. For ADC, we are going to use GPIO pin 33, okay? Change the ADC resolution to 12-bit and ADC attenuation to 11 dB. So because the ESP32 can support up to 12 bits, which means 2 to the power of 12, 4096 values, we should use that options, which means 4096 divisions of where you can change your analog values. The more we have, the more accurate it will be. Compared to 4096 values, if you had just 1000 values, then you can't change it with that level of division. The more you have, the more accurate it will be. That's why we want to use 12-bit. Okay, because 2 to the power of 12, which means you'll have 4096 small divisions. Okay, then you just connect to the ADC one over here. Okay, and the last block that we import is now DAC. Again, DAC, the ESP32 one, please. Now you see over here, the ESP32 has an 8-bit ADC. That's why the input to the block should be between 0 to 255, which means 256 values, 2 to the power of 8. That's why since the beginning, I asked you guys to use this, 0 to 255. And I think all of us will be using GPIO 26. So please change it to that. Okay. So once you do that, now you can remove this one, this block over here. You can remove it and you can replace it with this block. So now your model should look like this. Now I realize that many of you don't have a background in mechatronics or embedded systems, but what I did over here, can someone explain it to me? And do you all understand what's happening here? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I think for all of you, the GPIO should be 26. It's 26, right? It's not 25, right? Okay, okay. Because I think that's how Mr. Arunya connected the hardware. GPIO 26 for the LED, right? Sure, sure. Okay. Okay. So for anyone that hasn't done that, for someone that's created a new file and is still looking as untitled, please save it in that same folder and navigate to that folder from the MATLAB homepage. Okay. And the last thing, before we deploy, I need to tell you this. Because external mode, right? We are using it via Wi-Fi. Via Wi-Fi is where that communication channel is created between the hardware and MATLAB, right? When you deploy your ESP32 as an access point, right? This will be your SSID and password. And I think because all of you did not change it, it's still default. You can remember this. This will be the thing that will pop up in your Wi-Fi adapter, Wi-Fi module when you open it up. And the password is just password. So you can remember this right now. Okay, now the final step, please go, everyone should have a hardware tab. Is that correct? Does someone not have a hardware tab over here? Anyone? Does everyone have a hardware tab? Okay, for the rest of you, please go to monitor and tune dropdown under the hardware tab, and you will see two options. Please click build for monitoring. So now you will see that it's compiling. That is the automatic C code generation that's happening. And for those that don't have a very powerful computer, this is where the build process can be very slow for you. Okay? So the build should look like this, should be building. Does anyone have any errors popping up so far? Yes? Okay. For how many successful already? By successful, I mean, you see this build process completed successfully. How many successful already? For the ones that have done it, please open your, for the ones that build is successful, right? Please open your Wi-Fi tab and you will see that there's two of them, right? Please select the second one, Wi-Fi 2. That's your adapter. Have you plugged in your adapter? You can plug in your adapter now. And when you plug it in, this is my name, right? This is the SSID I put. Please connect to this one. The SSID you put and connect to it using your password in the Wi-Fi 2, which is your Wi-Fi adapter. Okay, once it's connected, please go to Control Panel. This one, under the Hardware tab, and click on Connect. Go to Control Panel and click on Connect. And once you click on Connect, it should be like this. Then you can start playing. Once you click Connect, you should see that there's a blue sign appearing in your stateflow chart. Once it has successfully connected, then you can start playing over here, and you will see the effect on your hardware. How many people successful? Please raise your hands high. Successful, completely working, everything's fine. And if you guys have any questions for the future about today's workshop, then like I said, you can always email us on the forum, right on the forum. And yeah, we hope that maybe in the future we'll have another event.